Welcome back to Aging Boldfully. My name is Susan Rohrbach. If you have joined us for prior episodes, you know that Aging Boldfully is about living fully and finding purpose in what I like to refer to as our third chapter. Aging well involves many different elements, and we explore these through guests who are incredible members of our community and beyond. During our conversations, they share lessons that inspire me, and I hope they will inspire you as well. In today's show, we discuss how a significant medical diagnosis can lead to an unexpected and transformative path. Please join me in welcoming my guests, Nancy McNally and Michelle Zanaboni. This is the first time we've met.
Yeah, we're very appreciative, happy to be here.
And you've traveled a long way to join us. I appreciate that.
Bethel, Vermont, absolutely.
Bethel, Vermont.
And I'm from Carver.
You're from Carver, but you're originally from this area,
Grew
right?
up in Walpole, absolutely.
Okay, so why don't you tell the viewers a little bit about yourselves?
I'd love to. I'm going to let Michelle start.
So we are identical twins. We did grow up in Walpole. We went to a little Catholic school, Blessed Sacrament in Walpole, and King Philip in Wrentham. Then we both graduated from Framingham State College together. I ended up getting married and having two awesome boys. One who just graduated from Syracuse, my oldest, a freshman in Penn State. Then I went on to working in healthcare, and here I am.
And I took a slightly different path, again, Framingham State College, but I was called to be a teacher. Took a little while. I started off in one major and then ended up elementary ed major, and then a special ed teacher for, let's say, we're going on 29 years. So I've done a little bit of everything as far as public school, alternative school, therapeutic schools, loving every minute of it. But I married. I don't have children. I have 3 fur babies, 3 beautiful dogs, a wonderful husband, and my family.
Well, you have some alpacas, don't you?
And some alpacas, absolutely. So
gotta include them in the mix.
And the Vermont thing, so
Right.
yes.
Right.
So we are, slightly different paths, and
Right.
but so things changed as they do as at the diagnosis for Michelle, and that's kind of where things really started to transform for us, and life threw a little curveball, and we shifted and changed, and that's where a big part of our journey began, was Michelle's diagnosis 16 years ago.
So, Michelle, do you want to share a little bit about that?
Sure.
Your diagnosis.
Yep. So it was about 16 years ago, roughly. And my boys were 4 and 7 at the time. So also at that time, my father was diagnosed with lung cancer about 3 months after I was diagnosed, which played a huge factor.
Right.
So I went through pretty aggressive treatment, but
and you were diagnosed with breast cancer?
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
Specifically HER2 positive breast cancer, that had spread to my lymph nodes.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty aggressive treatment, chemo, radiation, a year of Herceptin. Basically told them I wasn't going to leave my boys. So I said, I'll take any treatment and all treatment that you have. Sure. And so it was rough, but they and my family definitely gave me the courage to fight, and I learned a lot from it, which we'll get into.
Right.
And then within my treatment, unfortunately, my father passed away from his battle, but I knew that I was going to beat it for him and for my kids. So here I am 16 years later.
So then what happened in terms of your story?
So 10 years go by, and during that, so when Michelle was diagnosed and my father passed away, that was like, that lit a fire, right? That changed us all forever in such an amazing way. And we'll both talk about how it changed us differently, but also in similar ways. So when she was diagnosed, and I'm very much, as a teacher, I'm a go-getter, need to figure things out, goal setter. So I'm like, all right, what can we eat? What can we do? What's going to help us to heal our body? So we were on that track. I bought every book known to man, and for 10 years we were dabbling in it. We were, changing things, not eating as much sugar, exercising a little more, reading more, eating some mushrooms. It was everything we could. We were taking in and like, all right, what's going to shift our bodies to be healers rather than inviting this cancer in. So bring us forward a little bit, and 5 years ago, so it was about 10 years after Michelle was diagnosed, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Not the same side, similar. I had my initial treatment was not as aggressive, but I went through the same chemo radiation, and that at that point, the fire was even brighter, and the fire was more intense, and it was, and every step of it, every little curveball, every life event was, all right, bring it on, opportunity to opportunity. So, and we're going to talk about those opportunities, and 3 of them were, our development of our faith. Like, huge piece of this was our faith, and our family unity, bringing our family into this and holding strong together. And then physically, we knew food was going to be medicine. We knew chemo was one thing, and that, but we wanted food to really be, that lifelong change. And exercise, so important. And I remember going through chemo, getting up every day. I have dogs, and those dogs were huge for me. They gave me purpose.
They pushed you.
And I wasn't feeling well, but every day I got up, I walked for 20 minutes, half hour, dragged myself. But I knew at the end, I'm like, wow, I just did something good for my body. I'm helping myself to heal. So, and then emotionally, it was, wow, do we feel more grateful? Wow, do we have more joy? Simple things we appreciate. It's amazing when you have this diagnosis, you can go through life at a pace where you don't even know what you just did today. And this diagnosis, I know for me, and Michelle can talk about herself, it slowed me way down to say, all right, let's get up each day and let's just do something joyful for ourselves. Let's do something joyful for others. And that is so healing. So you can eat right, you can absolutely rely on your faith, and then you can have a new attitude of joy and gratitude. And we do. I know I do. And I know it's been a blessing for us. So we look at it that way. I look at it that way. And, so fast forward again, it was 5 years ago. So I was diagnosed in October with a recurrence.
Oh, this past October.
Yep. So I have a diagnosis of stage 4 metastatic breast cancer. And again, choices, faith, like I am grateful. It may sound weird for this diagnosis because it is my intensity to live is huge. My intensity to be around my family, my intensity to heal and to grow my faith grows every day. So your mindset is so important, your spiritual growth is so important. So I feel, joyful right now today. I feel grateful, and I'm happy for this opportunity. So that's a little bit of what it's done for me, and you can.
Our diagnosis definitely was not a negative. Don't get me wrong, it was shocking and devastating. Don't take that away from people. When we first heard, you can probably attest to that. But I wouldn't change it for the world. That sounds weird because of all the perspective that it's brought. And again, I don't want to be repetitive, but a new appreciation for life, for the memories I make with my family now. They're intentional, and I enjoy them more than I ever would before. I don't sweat the small things. The spirituality, definitely. I know people prayed for me around the world, and I give that. I'm so grateful. I know that's why I am today. And the knowledge, the food, the vitamin C infusions, everything, we want to pass that to other people and let them know that take a minute and take it in. It is a horrible thing.
It's overwhelming.
But it's overwhelming, absolutely. Take a breath. But then you can find the positive in it, and you can move forward, and you can discover new things and enjoy life even more than you did before. Sounds weird, but you definitely can.
That's the word I like, is discovery. We're on a journey of discovery, discovering ourselves, discovering our faith, discovering food, discovering what is healing, and that is every day is a new discovery. So that's our mission, is to help others to go on that journey too, because you need people in your village, you need people to surround you to support you in this journey and to lift your spirits, because it is about building hope.
And I think the other reason that we went towards this organization was the outpouring of support. First I mean, it was overwhelming between family, friends, car washes, fundraisers, everyone came together. And I knew I knew I was going to do something. I didn't know what to pay it forward. And then Nancy got diagnosed, and then outpouring for her, and then together, I think you were doing chemo when you put it all together. We thought we knew we were going to come up with
my logo.
an organization, and we were going to help people somehow in some way. And so here we are with Sisters United Against Cancer, and doing what we dreamed we were going to do.
Yeah.
So it sounds as though when you have a medical diagnosis, as the two of you had, that priorities change, and most of us we're not intentional in how we live. And I think because the priorities change and life slowly comes to a halt, I think it sounds, correct me if I'm wrong, that you start living life more intentionally, that every moment counts, every exercise that you do counts, everything you put in your mouth counts, right? Everything has a value to it now that you may not have paid attention to before. And all those memories, making those memories, all of those count now. Much greater than they ever did.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
You said it perfectly.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I say it's a blessing that we got the diagnosis. I know it sounds horrible, but yes, everything is intentional now.
Yeah.
And every family gathering we have means more, and every graduation that we go to means more. And right down to the food and everything. Yep.
I mean, I think it sounds like also what you're saying is life is a gift, right? And
It's a gift.
life is a gift, and I don't know that we realize life is a gift. And so until something stops us in our tracks, and then we realize life is a gift.
It's precious.
And I have to honor that gift by doing the stuff that you're doing. So is there anything else that you can think of that you say it transformed me in a particular way? I mean, it took me down an unexpected path, but I don't want to say a beautiful path, right? But an unexpected path that you value now more than probably did before your diagnosis. Is that fair?
I mean, I value, everything is more intensely valued. My time with my husband, my time with my family, my time with my animals, like just getting up in the morning, walking. When I initially was diagnosed in October, my hip has cancer and I couldn't walk much. It was hard, it hurt, so, and that was hard. And then, now it's better, and I'm like, every step I walk, I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful, like so amazing. And wow, like when I was walking before, I thought you take it for granted. You're not, so it is. It's hard to explain how much you take everything, for granted. Now it's like the sun shining, the time, the food that I have, the shelter I have, the ability to come from Vermont here and visit my family. It's precious to me. Yeah.
Me as well. And I feel like some of the things I do at work specifically, if I see someone, I do see people going through treatment all the time, and they just were diagnosed, I might take them aside and just say, you're gonna be okay. I don't say not too much, but just they might be getting a port placed for chemo or something like that, and I say, you know what, this is gonna be hard right now because they're emotional coming in.
Sure.
But I was there 16 years ago, and here I am, because I remember just wanting to hear and see
So
people
powerful.
that did well back then.
Yeah.
And you could Google all the statistics, and most bad statistics pop up because that's just the way the internet works. And I remember wanting a live person to come to me and say, you know what, I was there, and it was
Here
rough
I
at
am.
first, but here I am.
Yeah.
So I will say that to people every now and then. So
when the
that's-
opportunity rises, you take it.
Yeah.
Which is really
Yeah.
supporting, encouraging people who are in the midst of it, and
Yeah.
that's so powerful.
So if that's another
Yeah.
reason I went through it, there's all these reasons why we did. So that being one of them.
Yeah, and as you said, being able to deliver that message of hope that someone may not necessarily have at that particular moment.
Yep. I
Right.
think it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, we've talked about, Nancy and I, we've talked about how important hope is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope is everything. That's
Yeah.
how and that's
Right.
built in many different ways, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, that's the mindset, and that's just believing. And I believe, I believe I'm going to be well and get well, and I believe I'm going to help others. And so whatever time I have on this earth, I'm going to spend giving back and helping others. And that's what also, in turn, helps me.
Mm.
Power of positivity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's huge.
So let's talk about, so we've been through a little bit of your journey here. So the next step that you did was you created a nonprofit, Sisters United Against Cancer. So tell me a little bit about that. And we're providing the link also to your website.
So I'll start. So our first, how many years ago did we?
March 2021.
Okay, so we had our first wellness walk. It was in Walpole at Bird Park, and we invited the community to come. We shared our story, and we also were promoting fitness and health. And so we had people do a short walk with us, and they could walk in memory of someone that they lost to cancer or someone currently going through treatment. It was kind of a beautiful day, and we had butterflies that they could put and write the names of their family members that had passed. In the kind of garden that we made. So that was our very first event we had. We also most recently did that in Vermont just to bring it out to Nancy's state. Very similar wellness walk. And our big thing is personalizing gift baskets for anybody going through any form of cancer treatment. People reach out to us. And if they want, we ask them for likes, dislikes, so we can personalize the basket. They don't have to. They can just they might just want a general comfort basket, which we can do that. We've sent them all over the country. That's our big thing. That's where we began. And then you can go with what else we've done.
And I will say on the gift boxes, too, is any stage. So we do have lots of people want a gift box for someone initially diagnosed, which is so important. And then we always write a personal note in there. We have our own cards and then write a personal note of encouragement. But we also have people who are gone through treatment on the next wave, which is like fitness and exercise, which I love because it's like, all right, we get them a pair of sneakers or a Fitbit or something. So we won't have as many as that, but we want to encourage people that we go from this end to the initial to, I'm in I want to stay healthy. So what do I do? So we want to do all of that. So those are the gift boxes. And then we've done 3 wellness fairs, which we want to do so many more, which is bringing in guest speakers, naturopaths. And we had someone do a hair analysis, and how can you find out about your nutritional deficits through hair analysis, which was kind of fascinating.
That was pretty
And
pretty fascinating.
We recently had a cooking event where we had a chef from Rhode Island come in and cook for our small group and show us how to cook healthy, simply, affordably. It was what was it? Chicken curry. So no, it was curry rice.
Vegan. It was a vegan curry and rice. Yes.
So a few other things we've done, which we love, was we went to Dartmouth College, the pre-med class, and we spoke to them from our perspective of being patients and what is it
that was fascinating.
Yeah, that we felt worked for us, and how can we help to build compassion in those who are about to become oncologists or doctors. So. And we've done 2 of those. We'd like to do more of those because it really is about helping the medical field to understand from our perspective and from patients' perspective, like what's needed. And that was well received, and that was wonderful.
They loved it, yeah.
Yeah.
We also did thank you gifts for the staff at Children's Hospital because you can't forget the staff.
Yeah.
That's huge. We both obviously.
100 gratitude bags
for the nurses and staff at Children's Hospital. I thought that was kind of great.
Yeah, that felt good, and they really appreciated that. And then we did Fitbits and sneakers for Children's Hospital Oncology Ward. Again, because we're coming back to what's our campaigns are all about faith, fitness, and healthy food. So whenever we can do a project or an event that revolves around that, we're going to do it. We did a roller skating fundraiser. let's get out near, we haven't roller skated and
That was a blast.
Yeah. But it really, right, it's that promoting that even the smallest little change can make a big difference. So
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be roller skating, it could be just walking to your mailbox. But
Right.
it really is continuing to promote that throughout and helping other people know there's simple things you can do that make huge differences, which then leads to hope.
And then once you get out of treatment, there's a whole nother world. Just keep on exercising, keep on eating right, keep on, you can continue to be healthy and thrive. That's kind of our motto too. Yeah.
I mean, I have a couple of additional follow-ups here. So I love the fact that you personalize these baskets, whatever phase you're at in your treatment. So I'm assuming, like, for patients going under, say, chemo treatment, there are certain things that you know absolutely the person needs. I mean, do they request certain things, or do you innately know, look, we need to send them
So I have a whole survey
a
that
survey?
the person fills out.
How am I
So
not
everything
surprised?
from and it goes through and people check off what their family member or friend, what they believe they'll need, and then if
Yeah.
We
and
also
then
know though too.
I connect with them and I ask additional questions. So I'm like, what about, if they forgot about, slippers, cozy socks, like
Right.
tea, like herbal tea. We always put a inspirational fleece blanket in there. I don't care if it's in the middle of summer. The hospitals are cold, so
Right,
it really is. There's
right.
some key things that your skin's always dry, so we put some moisturizer in there, and so some natural soap and natural shampoo, and we're really trying to get on the natural products, not just food, but oh boy, there's a
Natural
whole other
products,
like
too.
natural skincare that we'd like to for us to get into ourselves, but to say there's simple changes in how you wash your skin, what moisturizer, what soap, what laundry detergent, and that's super overwhelming. But you
is.
can change
It
one little
is.
thing at a time, and that's
It
maybe
is.
in that gift box we put one little thing, and they're
Yes.
like, oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Yes.
This is a
Or
nice,
maybe a non-toxic sunscreen, which we got recently.
that's huge.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or then in the baskets,
Can I
obviously.
have a few samples? From
You may.
I'm looking at it. Non-toxic sunscreen sounds pretty good to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good. I just used it yesterday. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay. So you said you went to Dartmouth Medical School? Is that where you guys went? Where'd you
Dartmouth
go?
College.
Dartmouth College.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Give me an example of a question they asked you.
This was a few years ago.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably
What-
throwing.
Oh, go ahead.
They asked you a question about what can they do. I think one was, how would you like, if I have a diagnosis and I want to call you or tell you about it, what's the best way to say it? I'm like, ooh, that's hard.
Yeah.
And we don't have an exact answer other than be
Right.
compassionate and because we've had a few people, who've been a little bit cold. Thank you.
Yeah.
And
So, not to interrupt you, but yeah, so one of our things was we shared one oncologist together, and both of us just remember fondly, and it may not be their way, but she hugged us, and you just felt seen, and you felt heard, for lack of, and
Yeah.
the eye contact. It's just little things like that. I know it sounds silly, but every time I would come in, she would hug us and say, how are you?
Right.
Not just, okay, here's your
so the
labs.
treatment was the same, but her compassionate
Yeah.
personality
Yeah.
is what human touch. You need that,
Right.
Or just a comment of how are you doing? How are your kids? How are your boys?
Right.
And so we were just able to relay that. Like, what are some simple things that doctors did, or nurses, or lab? You get a lot of lab work done. Like, what are simple things that helped us to just, in this situation, feel more comforted?
Did they ask what should a medical professional not do? What should they not do? Did they ask you that?
I don't think they
don't
didn't
think
ask
they
to not
did.
do, but I think they just determined from our what you should do. That was
It
it.
was implied.
Yeah.
We didn't want to go down that. We were just going down all the positive. This is what worked.
Right.
This is what, and then from that you
Right.
can weed out like
Yes.
this is what didn't work. So and very simple things were helpful. I remember a nurse I had when I was getting my implant, and she had cancer too. So she shared. You don't have to, like Michelle shares. She held my hand. She shared. 5 years ago, she just whispered it the same way Michelle did. It was, I was going through the same thing. You're going to be okay. Like that little like personal anecdotes and if you can, if you're able to, like for me in that moment, I mean, my family was out in the waiting room and she was there and I think I was crying just because it was emotional.
Sure.
And she saw it and responded in a way that was like so, it just relieved and comforted. So that was, you know, little things make a huge difference, and that was kind of our message.
And that's why I say what I say, even though I'm not a nurse. I can say those little things to the patients quickly before they go in, just to hopefully make them feel
that
a
makes
little
a huge
better.
difference. Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
And I remember my oncology nurse, infusion nurse, gave me a angel pin. I think it was my first chemo infusion. And again, it meant the world to me. I pinned it on, and I still to this day talk to her, and that was 16 years ago. So anyway, it is, I guess that's the thing. It's the little things.
Yes.
Yeah. And, you know, I think just health professionals, you know, at this particular moment are so overly stressed and busy that sometimes those little things just kind of go by the wayside, and you know, they make a huge difference and are very important to patients. So, so it was great that you did that, because I think, you know, those are a lot of great takeaways, you know, for them. So, okay, is there anything else we're gonna you want to mention about your foundation that we haven't discussed before we move on to your brand new project?
No, just that we invite people certainly to request gift boxes. They're free. We also, you know, we survive by donations, so those are also welcome at any time. And then ideas, or if people want to have personal items they want to give to us to put in the gift boxes, or have suggestions or want to be part of it, we love to invite people to be part of our organization. I mean, it's Michelle and I, my sister, my mom, and my brothers, and we're very small, close knit. But would love to invite people. You know, do you want to be a part of it? Absolutely. Whether it's an event or helping with the gift boxes or just ideas, creative ideas for fundraisers, we would love that. So, yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, who wants to talk about your next project?
our cooking show.
Your cooking show that's going to be on Franklin TV.
So basically, this came out of all the research we've done on healthy eating and fueling the body and keeping the body healthy once you've gone through treatment, combining treatment with healthy eating. So our motto is going to be basically simple, because we're not chefs, we don't claim to be. We're busy, but we want to eat right, so it's going to be simple, healthy. We're going to start with snacks, work to meals, and affordable. Thank you.
Right, because if you think about eating clean, you think about eating organically or purchasing organic products, right? Which they are expensive.
They're very expensive.
Right.
Yeah. That's the overwhelming part of it, is I fill my refrigerator and then it goes bad in a day and you're like, I just spent all that money. And so we're all about, and we're going to say right up front, we're novices, we're learning. We're taking people along our journey of exploration and discovery. So we don't want to expect us, we're not chefs, someday maybe, but we're just, you know, figuring things out as we go.
I will go on your journey with you.
Yeah, and that's why it's about simple swaps, simple additions, like what, you know, because it's overwhelming to take out everything out of the refrigerator and replace it. But I don't know, could you just add cinnamon to things? Absolutely, that's so powerful. Could you just maybe add some dates? Yes, like there's simple little adjustments that are not going to overwhelm you, that can really boost your nutritional value of any meal. And that's, you know, what we're going to start with, is that, you know.
And we'll talk about those swaps, and because cinnamon, years ago, I had no idea how powerful it actually was and how good for you it is, and you can add that to anything. So those little tidbits we'll add into the cooking show, and dates and superfoods, avocados, things like that you can include in snacks and recipes, and that we're trying to do it, and so that's what we're going to incorporate in this cooking show. So, yeah.
And we're going to, you know what? We're going to bring some joy and laughter.
Most importantly,
that is the key. Is that we're going to laugh at ourselves as we go along, and we want to bring some joy to others, because life is just, you got to remember to laugh and just, you know, and that's what we're going to have fun with it. And so that's our, you know, that's our motto is,
And some of your recipes might be fails and some might be successes. And so,
won't know until you try.
right. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, on this show we talk a lot about getting out of your comfort zone. So this is getting
This
out
is
of
it.
your comfort
This
zone.
is big time for us. Big time for us. 'Cause I can do
Healthy.
chicken nuggets and macaroni and cheese, and
This
now
is-
I'm going to be
yeah. I'm
cooking.
I'm not
so
sure I can even do that.
totally,
Yeah.
yeah,
Healthy.
yeah, that goes right in.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I can't cook, and I have this thing. Yeah, I want to eat healthy because I agree with you. I mean, you have to really evaluate, and I don't think we do as a society in general. We just eat. We eat for comfort as opposed to being thoughtful and saying, "Is this, going to give me fuel? Is this going to be healthy for my body?" We talked about sugar earlier off camera. No, you've given it up. I've tried. I can't, but I'm trying. But I was saying that, on Tuesdays, my friends and I, we do this corn muffin Tuesday thing. And I'm not giving it up. I'm just not giving it up. And, so.
But it's be kind to yourself and moderation, and, we're not searching for perfection.
Right.
Nothing perfect about this journey. It is about ups and downs, and I'm not going to say that I haven't had a little bit of frosting here and there, just because it's
Oh,
like,
no, really?
woo, yeah. But I do absolutely think more before I eat, and that's just
And I think that's powerful, and I think that's important. And but I mean, Corn Muffin Tuesday is centered around socialization and joy.
I was just going to say that. Don't give up that corn muffin Tuesday. Yeah.
It's a
so many more
national
benefits.
thing.
Yeah.
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 And it's one thing a week. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We're going to allow that.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
I appreciate it. Right, no judgment, right?
No,
you
no.
you
This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, you just do the best you can, but I
Yes.
admire you. It's been how long? 7 months, you said?
October 2nd was a diagnosis, so
7 months of sugar-free,
7 months.
yeah.
vegan.
I give
Whatever.
you tons
Trying
of
to go
credit.
vegan, but anyways, I'm just
Yeah.
really just trying to eat cleaner and
Yeah.
move out the artificial and move in the natural.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, there's
Yes.
ups and downs to that, so.
Yes, yes. But,
Yeah.
I give you tons of credit. That's just really hard stuff.
Yeah.
7 months of no sugar. I
worth it.
probably
It's
last
worth
like
it.
a day. Maybe I last a week, and then it's over.
You
I
never
don't
know. You never know.
I don't know. Okay, so so I'm looking forward to your cooking show. Do you have a name for it yet? Have you figured that out?
Healing with healthy food.
Healing with healthy food. Yeah, that should
yeah.
be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
We may
You
change
have,
it down the line, but initially that's
Yeah, I
kind of
like
like
it.
spoke to us. So
I like it. I like it. Okay, so when there's a medical diagnosis, right, you have family and friends, that surround you. And so what advice would you give them to help you? Like, what would be the thing that would really...
I would say just from experience, texts and cards, and I have to say specifically we have a friend by the name of Anne who lives out of state, and when I was diagnosed, she wrote me a card every week for months on the nose, and it was just something uplifting, just saying, you got this, and she put like a little hand saying, you got this, high five on there, and it meant the world to me. And for me, that was, I mean, the car washes and the fundraisers were awesome, but for me, just not dropping off and not just becoming a ghost because you're scared of what to say. She didn't, and we had mentioned off camera too that we have friends from 30 years ago, and we've become better friends because all of them continued to reach out to us, weren't scared to say, how you doing? Just asking what you need, because you don't know, or do
That's
you?
open the door. That's the key. Is that don't be afraid to add, hey, I heard this. I'm not sure what can I do for you, and that's kind of the key, is open yourself up to your friend or family member, whoever, and say, how can I help you? What do you need? And it could be a phone call. I personally we don't do phones, but I love, again, text messages. I still want to go out to shop. I still want to go to dinner. Some people are like, they're in treatment, or I'm going to leave them alone. Like, no, just because, right? Isolation is not what you need. You need your we talked a lot about villages and communities and keeping that village strong and be part of that village for that person. Find out what your role is, because everyone, maybe you're a good cook and you want to make something healthy or something comforting, and that you don't have to say a word, you could just drop it off. Like, there's so many ways that you could be a friend to that person, and so that is the key, is like, don't go away, move closer, and
like
stay
that.
connected, stay emotionally closer, stay, you may live far away, but
Right.
our friend lives in Pennsylvania, what we hear. I also receive cards every Friday, and so that's the uplifting part, and that's, so simple gestures make a big difference.
Right.
Yeah. Don't break that connection. That's my biggest piece of advice.
I mean, you're both so fortunate to have that village where people have grown closer to you and have reached out for you. Unfortunately, I hear quite a few people say that when they have, like, a cancer diagnosis, for instance, they do lose long-term friends because they just don't know. They're afraid, as you said, Michelle, and they don't know how to approach that person. So I think, a text, a card, and you can still connect with that person in many different ways. And I love the come close, don't run away. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Because as we said, it's a lifelong diagnosis. You need that village forever.
Right.
So you want to keep building it if you can, at least keep it consistent.
Right.
So be part of someone's village. That's our message.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. You guys should go national.
Yeah.
I think so. We can add that to the t-shirt.
We gotta make that happen. Okay, so what is one piece of advice you would give someone who has a medical diagnosis that is life-changing? What would you say to them?
I'll go first. I would say, this might be a little repetitive, but definitely allow yourself a moment to be upset. Don't think you have to just be Superwoman and it's okay to take a moment and be devastated by a diagnosis. But then pick yourself up and turn it into a positive. I know that may sound ridiculous at the moment, but that's turn a negative into a positive. That's my suggestion. Take control of it. Gather your family around you. Help take them with you to the doctor's appointments, and research, and go to your faith. Go to your, more information is power. That kind of thing. That's my advice.
Advocate for yourself.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
That's
Definitely.
huge.
Yeah.
Same idea. It's, again, we talked a lot about opportunity, and again, I give yourself the grace to fall apart, and as we all have, that you're human. And then once you start to stand up, then you create your village. Then you see it. I've always seen it as an opportunity to learn, to be more faith-filled, to appreciate things more. So it's intentionally seeing every day as an opportunity to appreciate things and to see things in a different light and to be more grateful. So I know my gratitude increases every day, that hey, I got another day on this earth. Let's see, how can I bring joy to others? How can I bring joy to myself? Because that's part of healing, is to feel joy and gratitude. So
and I think also, those gratefulness, the hope, the joy, I think it pushes the fear away, because it fills you with more positivity and helps you face those challenges and be stronger. Not that you're going to be perfect, right? You're going to have bad days, as you mentioned. You have to give yourself the grace to have a bad day, but to try to have more positive days than sort of down in the dump days. So I think that is so important, that you're choosing how you're going to react, how you're going to respond. I'm going to get out of bed, even though I'm exhausted from chemo. I'm going to get out and I'm going to walk with my dogs. Whatever it is that I'm going to focus on. Hard hard stuff.
That was
you
a
know?
good way of putting it, replacing the fear with positivity.
Right.
Slowly but surely. That's absolutely what it does.
Edging it out to the corners, or your peripheral vision.
Might still be there a little bit, and that's okay. But that was a good way of putting it.
Yeah, it's out on the peripheral vision.
Yes.
And that your vision is focused on positivity.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your takeaway from today's show? Mine changed. I had one going in, and now I'm changing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The word hope keeps coming to my mind because I am in the thick of it. I am, battling every day. But I don't say battle anymore. I say embracing, because I've embraced it fully. I've embraced my diagnosis. I've embraced everything that comes with it, and so I think it's find ways to build hope, and for people it's going to look differently. So I think joy for me brings hope, and I'm huge into giving to others. It just feels good. So find your joy, and it could be cooking, it could be walking your dogs, but for me it's like giving to others, giving to my family, giving to the community, giving these gift boxes. That is amazing to me, and that just fills me. And that, I think, is a huge part of why I feel really good right now and doing well. So find your joy, find ways that you're going to, which will then lead to hope. And that's kind of my takeaway.
My takeaway is definitely gratitude. I know it might be an overused word, but I don't really think it is. I'm unbelievably grateful for this one over here, sorry, and for my mom, for my family, but for what we're doing. Honestly, some of the letters that we get from people who receive these baskets is unbelievable. That little basket has changed someone's life for the moment. You know what I mean? Someone sitting in that chair where we've been and opens that basket, and it makes their day. That's what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for you being with me, and I'm just grateful.
And I do want to thank my mom, who is here, who's been, our prayer warrior, it's been through it all and unites us as a family, and every event and every, mission we have, my mom is here and supporting us. So thank you, Mom. Again, huge part of our village, but that is what's centered around, which is family.
So mine would be discovery, which is what you keep mentioning. Even though it's a really difficult time, it's hard to hear, that, you might have cancer or you do have cancer, right? It puts you in a mode of discovery. How can I, overcome this? How can I be resilient? What do I need? How can I help other people? It sets you on this journey if you open yourself up to it. Not to be glib about it, but because it is, a difficult time in someone's life, and it's not like you're feeling great either. You're very ill, but but you do have a choice in terms of your mindset to discover, how to improve your life, how to, fill yourself with faith and with nutrition and all sorts of stuff. So that hopefully help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my word, discovery. It was going to be opportunity, which is what I'm getting from you, Nancy, for quite a few times that we've discussed that. But now I've switched gears here.
I like discovery too.
Yeah, I like discovery.
You can have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So is there anything else you'd like to add before we sign off here?
No, we're just grateful for the opportunity to, every time we have a chance to share our journey, we're hoping that we touch one life and that we encourage one person who's going through it. And we invite people to email us.
Oh, yeah. You got to mention your website?
Yeah, the website is a work in progress. So if you're technologically want to help with that, it's very basic, but we are Sisters United Against Cancer at gmail.com. Email us. Questions, concerns, to join what we're doing, you want to know what we're doing, like, we love to hear from people, and we just want to encourage others and maybe inspire one person to have hope in this journey, because that's what it's all about. So.
And thank you for having us. We appreciate it,
Yeah.
the opportunity to be
Yeah,
here.
no,
So,
it's been a great conversation.
yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
Thanks. And you didn't plug your cooking show. You got to plug it.
Oh, join us when we Journey of Discovery of Cooking. So coming soon. It'll
On
be
Franklin Cable.
yeah,
And you
healing with healthy food. So
healing with healthy food.
yeah, it'll be laughs and some baking and cooking.
And hats.
And
Are you
hats.
gonna
And
wear
hats.
Oh, there it is. There's the hat. Right. All right. That's awesome. Wow, you
There
look
we go.
great.
You have to mess up yours.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Nice.
There you
Very
go.
cute.
Is that
Very
good?
cute. We
I think
should.
you gotta-
Oh, we're going to fix it. All right. All right.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, you
Thank you.
guys look great.
Okay,
Yeah.
we're ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ready.
Very good.
Off to shoot your
We're off
film.
to shoot our cooking
Your
show.
first episode.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank
I
you.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Well, that's it for today on Aging Boldfully. And thank you to my guests, Nancy McNally and Michelle Zanaboni, for coming a long way and spending some time with us and talking about their cancer journey. It was wonderful, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you again to all of the Franklin TV staff. They're the people behind the scenes that put on these incredible programs for our community. So remember, age is just a number. It's aging boldfully that makes life worth living. Have a great day.
This program was made possible by your Franklin friends and neighbors, good folks just like you. Thanks for supporting Franklin TV. And thanks for watching.